What's up, chat? I'm still in Kentucky, man. Still out here drinking Kentucky bourbon, man. It's been dope, chill, good vibingtons. I should be home in a few days. But some of y'all be wondering, how do I like Kentucky? I don't like Kentucky. I love Kentucky. It is fucking very it's almost like it reminds me of back home living where I live where it's like everything isn't close, like you got to drive to get to shit cuz this is, this is land. This is mountain land and land. So, but yeah, it's Kentucky's fucking dope, man. Amy, what up? Finally, man. Fucking TSD Amy in the building. What's going on, TSD Amy? Still in Kentucky, Amy, just vibing. Hanging out with my brother today. We ain't have no jobs. So I'm just hanging out with bro at the crib. Yo, bro, let's talk about this Kentucky weed, chat. Chat. I'm 41 years old, chat. Y'all know I don't be gassing shit up. I ain't gonna deny nobody they props either. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna just tell y'all how it is. Chat, this Kentucky weed, chat, is hands down the best weed I've ever smoked. Like I'm talking about on a consistent basis and smoking different weed. Like every time I get weed is different. The one I got in my hand now is the best though. This shit is like fucking insane. But chat, I may have smoked this weed like maybe once in my life before the strand. But bro, this weed is crazy. TSD Amy. Yeah, this weed is nuts. So chat, we're actually live on Kick, not Kick right now. We're actually live on Streamlab, and we're kind of like streaming this YouTube channel, this YouTube right here through another platform, just trying to see how it works out. Um, but also, man, I just been trying to like gain more followers and viewers, man. I've been trying to do like everything I can. I done been on all kind of platforms. I was on Bigo. The only reason why I like Bigo is because Bigo got bots for guys. Like girls, they get if you go in a girls chat, like you see interaction, but on a guys chat, it's fake because there's no interaction. It's just bot questions, and so it's like honestly, with as much hard work as I put into this shit, I have been frustrated with the low view count, I guess. You know what I mean? Hey, Amy said, what up, bro?
So what's good? CSD Amy.
TSD Amy. But yeah, man. I just been kind of frustrated with the views and shit, man. But I don't know. Shit's getting better. What up, Legendary? But yeah, man. So, but bro, I ain't gonna lie, chat. This weed right here, chat, that I'm about to light up. This is my first time smoking it. My bro just got it for me, just came in the house. This shit smells like. Now I hope it don't disappoint me, but I doubt it. But we all finna find out together right now. God damn. That shit went. Damn.
No, it's gas. I
Yeah, that was instant. That was instant high. God damn.
but that's different from the last.
Mm-hmm. The last shit I just had was super gas too. But this is legendary. Legendary. What's up, chat? Bro, this is the best gas I ever had. Period. Dog, I've never smoked gas this good, bro. I've been gassing my whole life, bro. I done had so many different, bro. If y'all could smell this shit, bro. Wow. Wow. Shout out to Kentucky, bro. Amy said diabolical. Right. This shit here, guys. Holy shit. So chat, what's going on with y'all, man? I've been vibing in Kentucky, man. I've been to Louisville. I've been to Fort Knox since I've been here. Um, I live in Elizabethtown while I'm here. Um, been to Louisville, Fort Knox, Lexington. Um, I almost went to Indiana. Like I kind of did sort of go to Indiana, but not really. But I haven't gone to Indiana yet. I might go this weekend, but I haven't been to Indiana. But Indiana's like right there. Like we're on the side where the border is. But Steve Bano said, "Do you agree with the Black Power movement from the 1960s changing Negro to black?" No, I do not agree with that. Um, and honestly, it was not the Black Power movement that made that change. Um, it was actually only one person from the so-called Black Power movement that initiated that verbiage. That person would be Reverend Jesse Jackson. He was at a rally, and back in the day, if you called a black man, you were met with violence. That was an offensive term to call somebody black. We didn't like that. We were Negro, and that was a term given to us too. But we still adopted that terminology. But it wasn't until Jesse Jackson in his speech said, "Say it loud, I'm black and I'm proud," and was set up having all these people uh, say that terminology and start saying black. This is called what you call social engineering, right? So this is how we get to black and start using Negro. Before we were colored, before we were Negro, we were colored. See, these are words getting you further and further away from your native heritage. Is the point of changing colored, Negro, black, African American? Now it's African American. You see what I'm saying? Four different names. You helps you and your children not be able to trace back and identify to your tribes or any of your heritage. So when it comes to that, it's all a psyop and it's all social engineering. People don't really get too deep into that on that side. You know what I mean? They really don't. So when you're native like my family are, and you have to look at indigenous tribes, and I mean respectfully, I love my white folks, but you gotta look at white people say that they're Native American is like they have native blood is like some like we I never say anything. I never look at that person and say anything, right? Picture my great grandmother like white hair down to her feet. Like I know at least three of the tribes that my family come from on the sides of those families. Like on my grandmother's side, I know what tribe we come from through my grandmother, her mom, my great grandmother, my great great grandmother, my great 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 grandmother. Like that whole lineage, like I know where we come from. So you got to always keep that in mind. The optics is to get you away from your lineage. That's why I don't fuck with people like Umar Johnson. Anybody trying to anybody trying to preach to you Pan Africanism um, is a traitor, and they're smart in doing so. They can't find their own lineage in Africa. Has Umar Johnson found any lineage in Africa? He's been a Pan Africanist for what, 2 decades? Has he found any lineage, any tribe, any bloodline? Has he provided anything that would promote that he should be a Pan-Africanist. Now, and we're in the age of DNA. We're in the age of DNA testing. We're in the age of 23andMe. And this brother saying, "Piece of Pan-Africanism, brothers, piece of Pan." What is the Pan? Where is the Pan-Africanism? Nobody's giving you no evidence of a slave trade. They just told you about it. Nobody's giving you no physical evidence. Not one person can find you a slave ship. Not one person. Not one person. Not if you put in Chat GBT, how would you and how they taught us? They said they had the slaves under the ship stacked on top of each other. I want y'all to understand that. And a voyage across sea take months, right? It take months. We all know this, right? On these ships, on these wind directed ships, it's going to take them months to get across the sea, right? So you got human beings that got to poop, pee, and shit, and probably even throw up from the smell, right? You got to feed them. It ain't number death and disease. Everyone would be dead before they got here. There's no way that model of moving slaves across the ocean would work. Everyone, even people on the ship, would be dead. The slave catchers, the boatman, it would be so rampant with disease. There's no fucking way. That's not even logical. You can't even go out to sea 3 miles. You can't even go out to sea 3 miles and catch fish and not put it on ice before it's spoiled before you get back. You talking 2-3 miles on a fucking speedboat, on a fishing boat. You can't even go out and not have your fucking fish on ice or still in a water water thingy thing with the aerator. You gotta have the motherfuckers live with the aerator. Or you gotta have the motherfuckers on ice. Or they'll be spoiled before you can even eat them. What you think gonna happen to live humans stacked on top of each other? And you talking about niggas. Niggas ain't got no sea legs. So you got seasick niggas just throwing up everywhere. Are you nigga? Come on, man. We don't need to paint that picture anymore. We know that is impossible. You got to come up with a better concept. From one, you got to show me a slave ship. You got to show me a slave ship. All that Ellis Island shit, that ain't niggas. That's immigrants and Jews and shit like that. You got to show me a slave ship. You got to show me documentation of the manifest. Right? Now, where people try to get a little bit twisted is they enslave almost the entire Caribbean. We know that, right? That's why they have Caribbeans. They have the colonization, the British colony of this, and the English colony of right. We know they right. We also know they did what with people enslaved, black and brown people enslaved. They made them inbreed and they split up the families. That nigga said, us Mexicans got the swimming legs. We swam across that border real quick. You see what I'm saying? So we gotta keep all that stuff in mind, man, when we talking about this stuff. It's like there is no Black Power movement. There wasn't one. It was infiltrated through COINTELPRO. Everybody in the Black Power movement either dead or went to prison. You don't have a movement if you can be infiltrated. You don't have a movement because you ain't moved shit. Now, respect to those brothers and sisters. You know, I'm not trying to be, callous or anything. It's just that, look where we at. Look at the last 2 generations of kids. Where are we? And who raised them? Who made them? And who made their parents that let them? You see what I'm saying? And it ain't all of us. It ain't all of us. But y'all gotta understand too. When y'all look at all these murders and all this violence in these cities and like Memphis and Chicago and St. Louis and LA and you know what I'm saying, when you look at all this violence, I want to ask y'all a question. Right? Cause some of these people stone cold killers, right? That we talking about. Stone cold killers. Some of these niggas serial killers. Like got hella bodies, just multiple serial killers. Right? But my question is, do you think that these people would rather be living in a mansion and driving a Bentley and not ever having to shoot or worry about nothing? Or do you think no, they would go behind everyone's back, create their own ghetto, start their own niggerdom, and leave the good life behind? I want to know who thinks that. I want to know who believes that. Who thinks that niggas is so ratchet? Even bad white folks, bad anybody you think is just abhorrent, not good in society. What I'm trying to say is, do you think that person would choose criminality, right? Or do you think that person would choose the life of luxury? Do you think they want the money to buy a $7,000 poodle or a $300 gun and go kill somebody? Triple Z's, what up? Because if you start to ask yourself that question, right? If you start to ask yourself that question and say, well, damn, I don't think that Ray Ray, who's a murderer, who spins the block on his ops, who known for being violent, who shoot up birthday parties, bar mitzvahs, he don't give a fuck, right? I just want to know what you think if he had a chance. Do you think he would want to be in the NFL? Now, he's already a murderer and a shit to society. So I'm not going to take the approach that someone should have saved him. No, nigga, we got to save ourselves. But just ask him what predicament you think he would want to be in. Amy said, I think to be honest, they would rather live a good life and not a hood life. Hood life is something society created so that no one can rise above the stereotype. Exactly. It's exactly what I'm stating. Exactly what I'm stating. There is no logic to hood life, only that the circumstances have created the environment, right? And then once you got smoke, there's fire. But the worst part about it is the US government is set on keeping those fires going and set on fanning the flames. I'll give you an example. In Chicago, we know that kids, especially back in the early 90s, were killing themselves, not killing themselves, but committing, street crimes in Chicago with military grade weapons. And guys got stories in Chicago talking about going outside in the back alleys and finding crates of guns, right, like it was Christmas. And you can go find it. You can go Google this shit yourself. You can go YouTube this shit yourself. Right? Because once there's smoke, there's fire, and they're going to fan the flames. And then, i.e., you end up with all these blood feuds. You killed my cousin. You killed my daddy. You end up with all these motherfucking blood feuds. And then shit will never stop. Hey, this nigga talking about Aaron Hernandez is crazy. Triple C's. No, I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying, but I feel like Trip, what you kind of bringing up too is like niggas really emulate shit. But what if the hood? But Triple Z's. This is what I'm trying to say. Hear me out, Trip. What I'm trying to say is, what if the hood didn't exist? You see what I'm saying? Then the kids in the suburbs will only be the kids in the suburbs, and everybody would be a kid in the suburb. If the hood didn't exist, then that behavior wouldn't exist. That behavior wouldn't be prevalent.
Right.
So there would be nothing to emulate when it comes to being a suburban kid versus living in the hood. There would be nothing to emulate because that imagery doesn't exist. So that's all I'm saying. I'm saying, Big Ray, what up? I'm saying, yeah, real shit. I'm just saying people don't make this choice in a sense. Like there's a choice to be made. You have free will. I'm not absolving anybody of making good choices no matter their circumstances, but have free will. But what I am saying is that a negative festering environment will breed demonic and negative actions from people. What do you mean in Africa as far as the cultural reset? Inform me a little bit more about what you mean, if you don't mind, Triple Z's. I want to make sure I get exactly what you're saying. And I'm gonna tell y'all something about Africa. I'm gonna just get this shit out the way. Fuck Africa. I'm Native American. I don't fuck with them niggas. They whole different niggas. I love black people all around the world. I'm not fronting. But Africans don't fuck with black Americans.
Right.
They think they're better.
Right.
I'm just telling y'all out the dribble. They think we're lower than them or some shit. Like nigga, if we lower than you, why y'all ain't got no concrete?
Well, where did that come from?
That's their ideology. That's
where,
they.
I was gonna say, where did that ideology?
But then they come over here. They come over here with their fucking restaurants, their shops, want to run gas stations, but make money out of the black neighborhood. Same thing with the Asians, the Koreans,
Indians,
especially the Indians. Nah, fuck Africans. They not my fucking. I don't have any like blood lineage to a fucking African.
and even if you did, they gonna denounce you. They gonna act like it don't mean nothing.
Nah, they do have hood culture in Africa. Africa got Bloods and Crips, man. They emulate American culture. Again, if the hood didn't exist. But nah, I mean it's fuck Africa, but still, they emulate our culture. They got Bloods and Crips in Africa. Yeah, they got tribal warfare. But in other places, they got fucking gang shit going on too.
Right.
Yeah, you can look that shit up. Africa on gang shit too. There's a lot of different nice parts of Africa where they on gang shit. But nah, tribal warfare is especially like remote places where they still cutting up people and chopping people hands off and shit like that. Again, I don't know what the fuck that is. But I mean, they say my people used to scout motherfuckers, so. I wish never mind. But yeah, chat. That's what I'm saying. Africa, that's why, hey, we not like that. And over here, all our land been taken. All our land been taken. Motherfucking, we even like what y'all want to call Mexicans, because they not separate from. We the same. Like I don't know how to say that, but like we have some slight cultural differences. Even like not even really, but the nigga and the Mexican is not. They shared the same land. I guess that's the best way to put it. The native black man and the native Mexican had to share the same borders and trade and do all these things and intermarry and things like that. They fucked all that up for us. And why do I bring that up? Because It wasn't California, motherfucker. It wasn't Nevada. It wasn't Texas. It wasn't fucking none of that shit. It was Mexico. And that ain't even the word for the place. That's an American, Spaniard given fucking name. All that shit that y'all see, none of that, even all the way up to Washington State, none of that shit, that's not American territory. That's quote unquote purchased by murder and slaughter by the American government.
Crusades.
Yeah, that was fucking Mexico. No goddamn Texas. They got a border on y'all, and white people set the borders and ain't from here. They talking about immigration. When is this shit gonna work against white people? Except the white people I like. Get the other ones out. Let Justin Bieber stay, okay? Let Justin Bieber stay. But I'm just saying. Why we ain't got ice for whites? I'm with ice for whites. That's gonna be my new slogan. Ice for whites. Everybody like, damn, there's ain't fit. I'm saying, damn, we got police for blacks. We can't have ice for whites. We got popo for blacks. Goddamn, I can't make a good joke. Ice for whites. That's how we gotta live in 2026. Oh my God. But yeah, man. See, that nigga asked me one question. I got triggered. I gave y'all a whole history lesson on Malcolm X. Let my people go. He says nobody wants to immigrate to a brown country, bro. I mean, what do you mean by brown country? Like, people move to Mexico. There's whole communities of people in Bali.
Right, I don't know what you're saying.
Yeah, like
I don't know what you're saying.
white folks go everywhere. Oh, you saying non-white? Yeah, I actually gotta kind of agree with that a little bit. Wow. And Triple Z's, I actually agree with that. That's kind of weird that you worded it that way, but it makes sense. Like, I have to agree. I have to agree with that. I have to agree. That's so weird you put it that way. That's actually 1,000%. I have to agree with that. Because she's saying elaborate. Maybe I can elaborate for him. I'll try. But basically what he's saying is nobody wants to immigrate to a brown country. And then I'm like, well, what do you mean? And then he clarifies saying non-white. And I'm like, I'm trying to think what niggas want to go to another nigga place. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to think of, like, I don't the Venezuelans move right past Mexico to America. Hey, I don't know if y'all seen my live stream the other night. I had Jason on with me. I had my boy Jason on. I met him at a bar. We was having a conversation, so I just decided to go live with it. Very bright and intelligent brother. But he said something to this point that we're talking about right now. He said, if you go to Venezuela, you're Venezuelan. If you go to, he said, if you're born in Venezuela, you're Venezuelan. No, my bad. I got it. This is the way he said it. My bad. I'm messing up, but I got it now. He said, if you go to Venezuela, it does not make you Venezuelan. If you go to Korea, it does not make you Korean. If you go and you can like you get citizenship in any kind of way, but you're still not Korean, right? And nobody's gonna say you are. You're not gonna say you are. But if you come to America, you're American. And that's the big fucking difference with America and what people understand about America. If you come to America, you're American. You see what I'm saying? It's people here that don't speak fucking English. They're American. And that's a big difference around the world. America is, that's why we got immigrations. We were built on immigrants. We were built on white immigrant violence. Why are we getting rid of immigrants? We the immigrant country. You could be from anywhere in the world. You come to America, you are American.
Yeah.
If you go to China right now and start living in China, they're going to say you're an American. If you go to Africa right now and move to Africa, they'll say you're African. You go to England, you're American. You go to England, they're going to say you're American. If an African, a person from a Japanese person or an English person move to America and get citizenship, they are now American. Because that is what America is. The greatest thing about America, Amy, and I'm going to tell you since people don't know. What is so great about America? Immigrants, Mexicans. That's what's great about America. Mexicans. Mexicans. That's what the fuck is great about America. Mexicans. Immigrants. Look at New York. New York wouldn't even run without immigrants. New York is an immigrant hub. New York is an immigrant hub. Every culture in the world you can find in New York. You can find damn near every race, every country, every goddamn, you can find everything as far as people. It is a melting pot. It is what America is. This whole rounding up people like cattle shit is crazy. Shit wild, bro. And then the people who causing all the trouble, they immigrants. But the law don't apply to them that they making for immigrants. But the people causing all the problems, all the white politicians, all the people that won't pass the right laws so we can have a good society. They want World War III. They want martial law. They want a revolution in America, a civil war in America. This is why they squeezing the people to try to get y'all to fight them. So they can kill y'all like dogs in the streets and starve you out and put experiments on you and all this kind of weird end of the world apocalypse dystopian bullshit that they put in movies. They put it in their movies. They show y'all what they want.
They show you a long time ago.
But the only reason why they show y'all that is for programming. To make y'all think y'all got an enemy that ain't them. That's why they keep telling y'all about the aliens coming back. So when the real ones come, you're gonna fight them. And they here to help your stupid ass against them. Y'all gotta understand who run them. They have they got a whole PR team. You talking about the Trilateral Committee, the Committee 300. You're going up against the fucking NSA, CIA, MI5, MI6, fucking nigga, you up against so much fucking shit. And none of that shit is for the people. None of that shit is for the people. And the only reason why all those organizations were created, and only for one fucking reason. They tell you aliens and all that shit. Hell no. That shit is to monitor the Messiah. They don't know when the Messiah coming back. That's why they put abortion clinics on every black corner they can in every fucking part of the world. That's why they so focused on genocide. That's why they so focused on sterilization. Why you think they did secret sterilization of women and black women back in the day? Still doing it to this day. Giving women going in for pap smears, they getting full hysterectomies. Why you think? Why you think that's a quota? Why you think that's an agenda? They scared of that black messiah. They trying to flush him out. Maybe the bitch that was supposed to have him ain't gonna have him. They already can see the future, so y'all can go on with that shit. It's just that the one thing about being able to see the future is whatever the outcome you see, that's the outcome you gonna get. Which means seeing the future don't even matter. Especially when you keep going back and trying to change